feeling good? Yeah? You guys look pretty bright, pretty happy. I'm still a little jet lagged. I feel good in the morning. Mid to late afternoon, I start to hit a wall, but it's all good. How about you guys? Yeah? Yeah, same. All right. Open your feet wide. Push out to the pinky toe sides of your feet. Is that me? Am I standing in the wrong spot? It's okay. We'll just ignore that. Let him get it settled. Push out to the pinky toe sides of your feet and lift the arches. You'll start to feel like right up the inseams of your legs, a little bit of lift and support. I want you to find that in every pose. So no matter if our feet are like this, or they're like this, or they're like this, we're always kind of pushing out to the pinky toe sides and lifting the arches. That's it. Now take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. Let's hook our thumbs together, spread the fingers out wide, and take a stretch over to the right. Oops, let's go this way. Is it my mouth? Take it over to the other side. We were playing with some new equipment this morning. Press down through your feet and reach through your fingers. And then go ahead and bring it right back up to center. And let your arms come down by your sides. That's it. Inhale again. Reach the arms up high. As you feel your fingers reach for the sky, feel your feet press down into your mat. Get everything to expand big in between. And then slowly let the arms come down, but take them behind your back. I want you to interlace your fingers together, but bend your elbows so you can rest your knuckles onto your sacrum, right? Onto that flat, bony part of your lower spine. And then as your knuckles push into that bony structure, that should flatten into your body. Can you feel that? Yeah, and then draw your elbows back and lift your shoulders a little and squeeze them together behind you. That's it. Now we're going to slowly start to fold forward. Keep leading with your chest. When you get about halfway, start straightening your elbows and then bowing your head down. There you go. Good morning. So I want you to feel a little extra space around your collarbones. Keep lifting the arms a little bit away from your back. And keep trying to breathe all the way up into the upper lungs. Now I want you to bend your right knee a little and stretch a little more into your left leg. And sometimes what happens when you bend the right leg is you start leaning to the right. But I want you to bend the right leg and I want you to lean a little to the left leg. Bend the right, but lean your weight to the left. And then straighten both legs so you find yourself in the center. Start bending the left leg, but lean your weight into the right one. It's the one that doesn't want you to lean into it, right? Yeah. It's hard to coordinate that, I can see. You guys aren't so okay with that. Let's come back to the center. Soften both knees. And then release your arms. It's going to feel so good. Let the arms hang down. Let the head hang down. And just for this moment, imagine yourself like a rag doll, right? I want you to soften the knees, tuck your tailbone, pull the belly right into the spine for support, and start coming up one vertebra at a time. Tuck your chin and your tailbone. Make sure your head and your arms come up last. Keep pressing into those pinky toe sides of your feet, and keep the lift in the arches. And then just stand here for a moment and notice how you feel. It doesn't take much. A little breath and a little movement, and all of a sudden the yoga is working. And it's not because all day long you're not breathing and moving. You are, but you're not doing it while you're paying attention. And that is the key element that makes this yoga. Otherwise, we're just doing calisthenics in the park. So I'm asking you to focus your mind on your experience and be really in present time. So that means every breath, every stretch, every feel, every sensation, you're in it, fully in it. Every thought, every emotion, you are in it. And as we move, you're going to get frustrated. I can promise you I'm going to piss you off at least once. But I'm also probably going to make you feel immense joy and really productive. And so in every single day of our lives, we run through the gamut of emotions. So why should our time on the mat be any different? Let's keep feeling our feet on the ground. And one more time together, reach those arms up high. Stretch like you mean it. Then exhale, forward fold again. This time reach down and grab your ankles. Draw your head down a little bit lower. I'd like you to walk both hands over to the right ankle and give yourself a little pull to one leg. As you do that, see if you can encourage your left hip to stay back where it was. And then inhale, come halfway up. Go over to the left side. Try to keep your hips square where they are. So pay attention. Again, it's so easy to just let everything kind of go with the flow, but I'm asking you to pay attention. And then again, inhale, come up to the center. And exhale, go ahead and fold. With a big inhale and a flat back, I want you to rise up, lift your head and your chest, and reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, bring your hands right into your heart. Let's bring our feet together, standing at the top of the mat. Is our friend. Inhale, arms reach. Adding a little texture. Exhale, forward fold. Come halfway up, inhale. Now we're going to step the right leg back. Just step the right leg back. Stay on your toes and come on up into high crescent lunge. The high crescent lunge requires a little bit of balance, so I'm going to ask you to integrate a little bit. That's what I want you to do is like actually pull your legs a little bit into your hip sockets. It's an active integration, so you're not sinking into your flexibility and you're not avoiding your stiffness, but instead your action is about creating stability. And then from there, can you straighten the right leg a little more? And then lean back just a touch. See if you can reach higher to the sky. Give me one deep breath in. And then exhale, place your hands right down on the earth. Take a big step back into your first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And again, even that simple transition requires your attention. Lift your hips up high. Press your hands and your feet down low. Just any way that you can to create some space in your body. Let's take one inhale here. And then come forward into plank pose. Yep, plank pose is like an upper push-up for those of you that are new. And we get our hands right under our shoulders. Our toes should be bent pretty deep. And the heels are right over the balls of the feet. Everything feels pretty integrated here too. It's like the shoulders are pulling into the back, the knees are lifting away from the floor. Take one more breath in. And then bend your elbows and lower yourself down onto your belly. Inhale into cobra. It's a gentle back bend. Just a gentle back bend. Open your heart, squeeze the elbows in, and then exhale, release. Nicely done. Tuck your toes and go right back into your downward facing dog. We're just going to take one breath in down dog today. So one big inhale, and then open your mouth and let out a little sigh, a little ah. And then if you would, look at your hands so you see where you're going, and we're going to walk our feet up to the top of the mat. So the feet come up to the top of the mat, the feet are together. Inhale halfway up, and then exhale and fold. Lift your head and your chest with that flat back, come all the way to standing. Push down to rise up, let's reach to the sky, and then draw your hands right back to your heart. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath, and then take that left leg and step it back. I want you to stay on your toes of your left foot and rise into high crescent lunge. And again, this requires a little balance, so I want you to work on a little bit of integration. So we're going to pull the legs into the hip sockets. I love your enthusiasm. All right, so keep the legs pulled into the hip sockets. Reach your arms to the sky. Let's see if we can straighten the back leg a little bit more. And lean back just a touch. Take a breath. On your exhale, go ahead. Hands to the earth. Take a big step back. Right into downward facing dog. Would you like to join us? Huh? All right, take one more breath right there where you are. And then as you exhale, look at your hands and start to walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Can you give me some space, please? You're not going to get it. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, fold. We're going to bend our knees and take chair pose. That's it. Chair pose, you sit back just a little bit. Keep your feet grounded. Even here with your feet together, can you lift the arches and put a little weight into the pinky toes? And then push through the soles of your feet and come all the way up to standing. Good. And bring your hands right to heart center. I got bodyguards. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Hey, we can all coexist peacefully, but if it's not a peaceful vibe, you know, it depends where it's coming from. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Amazing. Let's go to plank pose. Yep, plank pose. Again, the upper push-up position. Lots of strength here. Keep the knees lifted, keep the belly into the spine, and then bend your elbows and exhale, lower slowly. Nicely done. Come into cobra, inhale. It's a little baby back bend, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. All right. Spread your fingers wide. Make sure you're making the most of the places that touch down on your mat. We're going to take one deep breath in, and then exhale, step your right foot forward to your hands. Right foot steps up to the top of the mat, and we rise all the way up, coming back into high crescent lunge, but this time we're going to mix it up a little bit. I want you to come a little higher on the ball of the back foot, and then bend the back knee. Yeah, bend it a lot, almost 90 degrees, and bring that knee a little forward, and then scoop your tailbone down and hug your outer hips. How's that feel? This could be the first moment where I start to irritate you a little bit, right? That's it. Now, I want you to open your arms out like a T and twist toward your right. So good. So realize here that the twist is coming from your obliques, from your waistline. Yep, we're going to take one more breath, and then please place your left hand down on the mat and your right arm up to the ceiling. As you do, straighten that back leg. Beautiful. Now, a little bit of that integration. Pull the legs into the hips and twist a little deeper. Oh, I love what I see. You guys are amazing. Take one more breath. Twist a touch on the exhale, and then we'll exit together. Hands down, step back, and lower. Good. Lower down slowly. Inhale into cobra, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. All right. Reconnect with your breath. Let's take one more inhale and push back just a little. And then as you exhale, left foot steps right up to the hands. Rise into that high crescent lunge, and you're going to be on the ball of your back foot. So make sure your heel is lifted behind you and start bending that back knee. I mean, everything changes when we just make one little mild adjustment in the form of the pose. And so here I want you to bend that back knee and get nice and low. Get the shin down, hovering over the mat, and then scoop your tailbone down and hug your outer hips in. Yeah, that's so good. Take a breath. Let's lean back just a touch, and then open up like a T. The heart should feel wide open here, and now you're going to twist to your left side. Just waking up some heat in the core, your solar plexus. This area here in the body is where we have our relationship with ourselves. That's it. Our self-confidence, our will, our drive. That's it. Right here in the middle of the body. Turning from the rib cage. Now nice and slow, place the right hand down. Let the left arm float up and straighten that back leg behind you. Beautiful. Now you have a little bit more of a feeling of rooting down, so you can probably twist a little deeper. We use the relationship of the right hand on the ground to help you access those obliques just a little bit stronger. We'll take one more inhale and then twist a little deeper on the exhale. And then eyes go down, hands go down. Go ahead, step it back to plank and lower. That's it. Lower all the way down. Inhale into cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Take a really nice deep breath in. Let out a big old sigh. All right, take one more breath. And then look at your hands. Let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Take a deep breath in, lift and lengthen, and then exhale, fold. Go ahead, bend your knees. Nice and deep chair pose, Utkatasana. Check in with those footprints, reach high to the sky, and then come all the way up. You could even stretch back a little, and then bring your hands right to your heart. Let's pause right here. I want us to all take a little moment here of compassion. This is a gentleman who has come around the park many times, and I believe that he actually really just wants attention. He wants to be welcomed. I'm not sure if he has the capacity or the knowledge or the willingness to actually be enveloped by the love that is inside this park. And so he has held himself on the perimeter many, many times. And so somehow today I would love for us to open our hearts and not have him feel even pushed more out, but instead maybe he could feel a little bit more welcomed. There may be a day that he comes and spreads a mat out with us. I'm not sure if that will ever happen, but for right now, I don't want to send hate, I want to send love. I think that would be the best way to treat people that kind of hold themselves with pain on the perimeter. Yeah? Let's do one sun A for him. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Let's step it back and lower. Take it down slow. Feel how blessed we are to be in this practice together. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press it back into down dog. Now the right foot's going to step up and the left foot's going to turn flat. I want you to push down into your feet and rise up to warrior one. Yeah, that's it. So we feel both feet on the ground, and I go back to that first thing that we started with today about pinky toe sides of the feet grounded and the arches of the feet lifting. You feel that support rise up through your whole body. I want you to feel it come all the way up, all the way to the fingertips. Take one more breath, lean back just a little, and then exhale, let's flow. Hands go down. Step it back lightly. Let's lower down slowly. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. Good. The left foot steps up, the right foot turns in flat, and we rise for warrior one. Very nice work. I love the way you're working in your feet. I could actually see the level of concentration in your face. So maybe we just soften those eyes a little bit. Soften the lips just a little bit. Take one more breath. Let's lean back. And then exhale, flow. Find your own flow with your breath. The hands go down. As you step back, you exhale and lower. Inhale big for cobra. Open up your heart wide across the chest. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Good. I really like what I see. Take another breath. And then really gently look at your hands and start to walk your feet to the top of the mat. Lift halfway. Inhale. Fold deeply. Exhale. Here comes chair pose. Yep, we're going to use chair pose to create a new impression in the body. So sit back heavy in your heels. Bring your hands to heart center and press your thumbs right up against your sternum. And then from there, I want you to spread your fingers out as big as you possibly can. So make your fingers and your hands really big, and then lower your chest down until your pinkies touch your knees. So you're kind of low. You're in there kind of low, but you feel your thumbs on your chest and your pinkies on your knees, or even between your knees. That's it. See if you can get your bottom lower than your chest. Right there. Good. Take one more breath. And then see if you can lift your right foot from the floor. Yep, find your balance right there on one leg. Oh, I love it. When the center of gravity is low, balance comes a little easier. Go ahead and put that foot down. Try the left side. Yeah, just being a little playful. Eyes are focused and steady. And then the left foot goes down. Let's sweep the arms up. Come all the way to standing. Stretch back a little. Open the front of your hips. And then exhale. Draw the hands right into the heart center. Good. Inhale. Arms reach. Exhale. Forward fold. Just getting into a flow. Come halfway up. Inhale. Go ahead and step back to plank and lower. Take it down nice and slow all the way to your belly. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. Good. So one more time, come to high crescent lunge for me. Right foot steps up, stay on your left toes. Arms sweep up overhead. Feel that feeling of integration that we spoke about. A little bit of that attention to the lateral borders of the feet. And then I want you to draw your hands right into your heart. And we're going to take our weight forward and come into a warrior 3. That's it. Beautiful work right there. A little bit of balance work. Stay attending to your feet. The footprints affect the whole pose. Let's extend our arms forward. Take a nice deep breath. And then come to standing. Both feet together. Arms reach to the sky. You can stretch it back if you want to. Both feet are on the ground. Arms reach. And then exhale, draw the hands right back to heart center. Good. Again, inhale, arms reach. We're going to flow through it again to the other side. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Go to plank and lower yourself down slow. Try to keep those elbows in narrow. You can also put your knees down anytime you need to. Inhale into cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Check in right now. Feel your hands on the mat. Feel the muscle actions in your body. Breath is flowing free. We're going to step up with the left foot. Left foot comes to the hands. We stay on the right toes and rise into a high crescent lunge. One more time. I like what I see. Hands to heart center. Testing your balance once again. Lean your weight into the left leg and float the right one up behind you. Now I really want you to flex that back foot. Yes. Push out through the heel. Make your knee as straight as possible. On your next in-breath, both arms reach forward. And then use that lengthening to bring you to standing. Both feet together. Arms come up high. And then exhale, hands right to heart center. So good, everyone. Let's reach. Inhale all the way up. Good. Exhale, forward fold. I want you to keep your fingers on the floor now. Put your hands a little bit in front of your feet. So I'd say that you should have about 6 inches, if not more, between your toes and your fingers. And I want you to get up on your fingertips. I know this is going to seem really simple, and it doesn't even have any fancy Sanskrit names. It's called bend over and lift your leg. Right? So we're going to lift the right leg up behind us, but we're going to activate it. Yes. So I really want that leg in the air to be super straight. It doesn't have to go high. It's actually a little more challenging to keep it low. So I want the outer right hip to stay down, the inner thigh of the right leg to turn up, and the toes to dial down toward the mat, like on the clock at 6 o'clock. That's it. And so it might seem like a very simple thing to do, but it's not so easy. That's it. Now, you're on your fingertips. Can you lift and lengthen your chest? That's it. Stay right there. I love what I see. Now, with no drama, go ahead and put your foot down and do it on the other side. Hips are level. That's kind of the hard part. You got to pay attention. Outer left hip down, inner left thigh turning up. Toes, if they were on the clock, they'd be dialed down to the 6. And so it takes a little bit of work. And most of what's happening is sensation in the standing leg, not so much in the leg that's in the air. That's right. Yeah, I know. I've been there. I don't ask you guys to do anything I don't do to myself. Yeah, we're creating really important impressions right now. Take one more breath, and then simply place your foot back down. Good job. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees. Arms sweep up over the head. Make sure you're sitting back in those heels. You feel the pinky toes, the foot heavy. We're going to push through the soles of the feet and come all the way up. I want you to stretch back this time. That's it. Good. Exhale, hands right to heart center. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Fold all the way in. Let the head drop low. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Go to plank pose for me, please. Lower down slowly. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Somebody likes yoga? What the heck? We have so much going on today. Cop friends saying hi to each other in the street. All right, give me one deep breath in your down dog. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Walk your hands back to your feet. So you'll end up at the back of the mat. Yoga requires listening skills, yeah? Feet are hip distance apart. Let's bend our knees about 90 degrees and take your arms back behind you. Yeah, we're not going to clasp our hands here. We're going to keep the fingers spread wide. And then I want you to drop your hips a little lower than your chest. So look at the front edge of your mat. Lift your collarbones for me. And now, with everything that you've got, take your arms higher than your body. Yeah, that is a part of our bodies we don't use enough. I think the upper back from all our devices and everything else that we do. So arms are behind us. Arms are behind us, yep. And they're lifting higher than the body. You guys feel that? Yeah. Keep the collarbones shining forward. Drop your bottoms a little lower than your heart. Oh, you guys look amazing. I know that that's not easy, but it's important. If you want more support, lift your pelvic floor. There's a lot of musculature in the base of the pelvis that'll help you hold and sustain this. Don't hold your breath. We're taking 3 more breaths. I know you can do anything for 3 breaths. Now 2. It's almost over. 1 more breath. Go ahead and fold in. Say it. That's it. Now, like a rag doll, just like we did at the beginning, take your time and come on up. Articulate your spine 1 vertebra at a time. That's it. Roll it up slow. Feel yourself standing in your feet. Good. Inhale gently, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Come halfway up, inhale. Walk it out to plank pose and lower on the exhale. Good. Inhale for cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Okay, so we're going to put a few of those pieces together. Right foot steps up, stay on your left toes. Let's sweep the arms up again, high crescent lunge. Draw your hands right into your heart center. And then just like we did in the chair pose, thumbs on the sternum, pinkies on the knee. Now listen up here. The front leg is bent really deep. I want you to stay low in the front leg and float the back one up behind you. So it's head down, leg up behind you. Thumbs on the sternum, pinkies on the knee. That means you got to get low. Keep that center of gravity low. Yeah, keep the internal rotation on the back leg. It's head down and foot up behind you. You should be tilting, not parallel to the ground, but on an angle. Yes. Take 1 more breath and then use the power of that right leg. Push into it to stand up tall and bring your feet together. Nice work, everyone. Inhale, arms reach. Let's play with that on the other side. Wipe the slate clean, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Oop, can't go over there. Go to plank and lower. Both feet go back, lower yourself down nice and slow. Inhale into cobra pose. And then exhale back right into your downward facing dog. And of course, here comes the high crescent on the left side. Left foot steps up, stay on your right toes, the arms sweep, and then hands to heart center. Before you go into the full expression of the pose, let's create all of the impressions. Integrate, legs pull into hips. That's it. Hands lower, center of gravity gets low. Check in with the work in your feet. The lateral borders are nice and sturdy. Now with your head low and your standing leg bent, go ahead and float that right leg up behind you. It takes a little finesse. This is an act of consciousness, not effort. Can you get your head low and your foot high? See if you could take that back leg up. And then trust the strength of your standing leg, push through it, and come all the way to standing. Hands at the heart. Oh yeah, you guys did it. Inhale, arms reach. I'm seeing smiles. Exhale, forward fold. Nicely done. Let's stay right there for just a moment. Just for a moment. Now, I want you to look up just a little. Keep your fingers on the floor and take it down into a nice deep toe squat. So our heels are going to come up off the floor. Our feet are together. So it's not malasana. It's a little puja, a little prayer squat. We're on our toes. Feet are together. Knees are together. Yeah, so good. Right there. Bring your hands at the heart and sit up a little taller. So the heels come off the floor. You're on your toes and feet are together. Okay. Now interlace your fingers and turn your hands inside out. Let's take them all the way up over the head. Sometimes what happens here is we get a little disintegration in our spine. So I want you to draw the tailbone down and the rib cage in so you feel your core engaged. Side waist goes long, front body firm. Nicely done. Release your arms out wide. And then we're coming into chair pose. So there's a little stop halfway. Arms sweep up, heels go flat, hold. Good. Come to standing, stretch back. And then hands right to heart center. All right, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, inhale. I know it's not what you want to hear. Exhale, fold, chair pose. Stay nice and low in your chair. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a twist to the right side, which means left elbow is going to go outside the right knee. Feet together here. Feet are together. Yeah, and you feel your big toes touching and you feel weight on the pinky toe side. And sometimes when we twist to the right, we get a lot of weight in the right leg, right? I want you to make sure you have your weight feeling even in both feet. And then really work on balancing out that twist. Sit back just a little more. Remember, hips are lower than heart. Now, on purpose, put some extra weight into the right foot and see if you can bend your left knee and bring your left heel to your bottom. It's called flamingo. You got it. Yeah, you got it. And you're nice and low. You're not going to fall far if you lose your balance, so give it a shot. Don't be afraid. Go ahead, put your both feet back down. Forward fold, let it go. Have a sense of humor. I mean, what's so terrible about wobbling a little bit while you try? I'd much rather be laughing about my inability than pissed off about it, right? Right? Because how are we ever going to get there if we don't try? If we're not willing to go through the stuff that's not so pretty, right? How are we going to get there? Now, when you're ready, you have recovered. Take chair pose again. Let's see if we can have an attitude adjustment for the other side. So we bend our knees, we bring our hands to heart center, and the twist goes to the left. Right elbow goes outside the knee. Find your even, right? Find the pinky toes grounded, the arch is lifted, you're sitting low. The chest lifts a little higher. That's it. Beautiful. I want you to feel your elbow press against the knee. Get a really nice twist, and you can even turn your gaze down to the floor before you try lifting that other leg. Ground down into the left foot a little more seriously, and then see if you can float your right foot up. Heel towards your bottom. Keep your knees together. Keep your foot active. The more active that right foot is, the better your balance will be. Beautiful job, everyone. Second side, so much better. Place your foot back down, forward fold, let it go. Nice work. Yeah, I really like what I see. Let's use a flat back this time. Lift the head and chest, reach the arms all the way up, and then exhale, hands right to heart center. I believe we have a little peace. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, let's forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Go ahead and step back to plank. Take a vinyasa, lower down on the exhale. Inhale, cobra, just like before. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. I want you to walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Go to the back of the mat. With your feet nice and wide, let's come into a nice deep squat. This one is malasana. So the toes turn out a little bit, the knees widen, and we have a seat right there. And the secret to this pose is not to let yourself be so heavy, right? So the bottom could be really heavy. Gravity will take you down, right? So I want you to squeeze your feet together, lift your pelvic floor, and let that lift come all the way up through your spine. All of that starts with the pinky toe sides of your feet grounded and the arches lifted. Now, I want you to walk your elbows in a little bit so they're right in between your knees. Feel your knees squeeze in as your elbows push out, and then extend both of your arms out to the earth. When your fingers touch down, lift your chest even more. That's it. So we are kind of scrunched down, but making space wherever we can. And again, this is required. No, it's not required. It requires consciousness, right? This isn't hard stuff to do. It's stuff that makes you pay attention. We're going to take one more breath here, and then bring your hands right into the heart. Good, nice and easy. Release into a forward fold. Let your knees exit slowly and turn your feet forward. Come halfway up, inhale. Good, fold again on the exhale. And then bring your feet together at the back of the mat. And come back into that little toe squat for me. So we lift the heels and we sit down. Hands right into heart center. And so the body keeps coming back to the same kinds of actions, and then we just keep adding layers on. So let the impressions that are already here be with you. And take a twist now to the right side. Left elbow is going to go outside of that right knee. See if you can do it with your feet together, your knees together. So there's this feeling of union in the midline. Now I want you to keep looking out to the right. Look out to the right side, and then put your hands down to the right with your fingers pointing either out to Federal Highway or into downtown. So your fingers are going to point to the side, and I want you to lean your weight into your arms. So take that right leg across both of your elbows and see if you can do what Mark's doing, right? I don't even have to demo. I got him right there in the front row. The one thing you might want to do is stagger a little bit on your mat so that you don't kick each other. I love that some of you are trying. Yes. And the variations are many. So you can actually extend your legs straight and separate them apart. You can take both legs out to the side, or you can just keep them nice and tight in that ball. Right? So the legs can stay together like that. They can stay together. They can separate apart. Oops. Separate apart. Or both legs can go out to the side. You decide. They're all fun to play with once you get your feet off of the floor. And at least we're smiling, right? Good. Take a forward fold. Give your knees a break. This is an opportunity for attitude adjustment. And I'm going to invite you to expand your experience on the second side. You don't realize how much you learn by watching other people try. So if you're afraid to try, I don't want you to just check out of the practice until this is over. I want you to check in. I want you to use this opportunity for you to observe what's happening around you. As people try and fail, you actually learn. right? As they try and succeed, you learn. So you can look around and you can watch. You can even give it a try yourself. And don't feel like you have to make it all the way to the fullest expression of the pose. So come back into your little toe squat. Your hands to heart center. And take your twist to the left side. It's one little baby step at a time. The elbow goes outside of the knee. That's it. And then we're looking all the way to the left so we can place our hands down to the left. Make sure your fingers point out and away from you. You want to get flat palms so that your hands can bear your weight. Both arms are outside of your left leg. That's it. And then as you feel some weight come into your hands, you take your left leg across your arms. Try to go a little above your elbows and look forward. As long as your eyes are looking out to that left side, you can't look this way forward. You got to look out to the left. Turn your gaze that way. Forward, like you're looking at her mat. Yes. And the knees above the elbows. Knees above the elbows. Yeah. That's it. And if your feet are coming off the floor, great. If they're not, just keep imagining they are. Imagine that they are. Yes, you have to be able to see it and feel it before it happens. And then play with the different leg variations. Legs can stay curled up, they can separate apart, or they can go back out to the side. And I love how much success we're having. I love how much observation is happening. It's all good, one step at a time. Nicely done. Let's bring it back into the little toe squat and then into a forward fold. Now, as you humbly bow your head, I want you to check in with yourself and just notice. Are you feeling bad about not being able to do it? If you are, please let it go. Because just the same, if you did it really well, are you feeling really good about doing it? I'm going to ask you also to let that go. Because being able to twist to one side and balance on your hands is not a measure of who you are. There's so many different factors that go into being able to make that happen. And we have to start to be okay and accept things as they are. I know a lot of people that can balance on their arms, that can put their feet behind their heads. I say it all the time, but I think they're assholes, you know? And then I know a lot of people that try and they have integrity and they really want to do it, but they're okay that they can't do it. And they're amazing people, right? And so be careful what you attach yourself to. Be careful. Be careful. Bend your knees. Pull yourself up slowly. Use a little grace. One vertebra at a time. And I'm not calling any of you assholes, I promise. Inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Walk it forward into plank. Good, lower yourself down nice and easy. Inhale into cobra, and then put your head and chest back down. Turn your head to one side. That's it. Let your arms down by your sides. Relax. Feel your belly breathing against the floor. Feel your heart beating. That's it. Now, I want you to keep your arms long alongside your body, but turn your palms to face down. And then I want you to press into your palms and start lifting your head and your chest up. That's it. Pull the shoulders back. That's it. Take one more breath here, and then let it down gently. By not using your hands in cobra pose, you actually have to really activate your strength in your back. We're going to do that one more time. Press into the hands, start lifting your head and your chest. Just feel the shoulders move back away from the floor. Lift the shoulder heads away from the floor. That's it. Hold right there. Now lift your legs. I want you to lift the knees. I want you to lift your toes. Yes, find the strength of your back body. See if you can get everything off the floor but your hip bones. That's it. Take one more breath, pick it up, and then put it down. Turn your head to one side. We've done a lot of scrunchy small, curled up poses. I want to open up that front body. All right, here we go again. Lift your head, lift your chest, lift your shoulders. Start to lift your legs. Now lift your arms. See if you can get your arms higher than your body, just like we did in that forward fold earlier. That's it. And I think you guys look pretty amazing here. Can you take your arms all the way out wide, like airplane wings, and then lift a little higher? As you lift the head, chest, arms, fingers, can you also lift your legs? Take one more breath. Sweep the arms back by your sides and lay yourself down. Yeah. It's growing. You're stronger than you think you are. All right, we've got 2 more. Are you ready? Lift your head, neck, shoulders. Lift your legs. Lift your arms. Take them up higher than your body. Sweep them out wide to the sides. And now this time take them biceps to the ears. Reach them forward. Yep, streamline right here. Imagine you were squeezing something between your arms and between your feet. You're trying to lift everything but the hip bones off of the mat. I know it's not easy. Lift from your toes. Don't forget how powerful your feet are. Give me one more breath. Pick it up. And then sweep the arms back and lay it down. Woo. And I promised you one more. As we sail into the mystic. How could you feel bad with Van Morrison playing, right? You can do anything if Van Morrison's playing, right? It's like the end of the best movie you ever watched. You're watching the credits roll. That's how this song feels for me. All right, head, neck, shoulders, lift. Legs, lift. Arms, lift. Activating. Arms sweep wide. Now, arms forward. Find that action in your body. Lift it all up. And then bring your hands to prayer and put your thumbs onto your forehead. Oh, not so easy to get the elbows up here. Yes, but that's what I want you to do. Lift those elbows, lift those legs. Take one more breath. Take it up higher. And then arms forward. Arms sweep around behind you. Lay it down gently. Turn your head to one side and smile. Yeah. Feel your heart beating. Feel your breath. Feel that Mother Earth beneath you. Right here in the present moment. Now, hands are going to move under the shoulders. And you're going to pull your belly to the spine. It's important. I want you to feel the support of your core. And you're going to take yourself back into child's pose. Oh, it's going to feel so good. You don't even know how good until you get there. Feel your sit bones curl toward your heels. Really broaden and widen your lower back. Okay. Now, I would like you to come and sit on your heels. And I know that for a lot of us, we have knee issues and we can't sit in Virasana. So this is optional. You could swing your feet around in front into simple cross-legged Sukhasana. So you can either stay sitting on your heels or bring your feet around in front. Either way, find a comfortable seat. Bring your left hand onto your chest and then your right hand onto your left hand. Close your eyes. Close your eyes for this moment. Make this moment about you. Not about anyone around you. Not about any external circumstances at all. So if you feel safe enough, I really want you to close your eyes. I want you to feel how your yoga's working. As you close your eyes, you narrow your span of where your attention can go. You can still hear sounds around you. But I want you to even try to minimize that. Maybe you hear the sound of your heart beating. And you feel the movement of your breath. You can feel it under your hands.
Just below the
And know in this moment, it's just good to be alive.
watching red lights fading out of view.
I want you to acknowledge yourself for coming out and doing yoga today.
Oh, the air feels heavy.
I actually believe when we can find a space of stillness in the midst of the movement, this is where we find our yoga. And so we've been moving for about 50 minutes. And now here we sit in the stillness. Could you imagine as you move through a crazy busy day, if you just took yourself and sat down, drew your attention inward to your heartbeat and your breath, and just gave yourself maybe 1 or 2 minutes to reconnect and remember who you are. Bring yourself into the present moment.
But the fan keeps spinning.
You imagine the effect that could have on your day, on your life.
Now I know I'm ready.
Let's take a really deep cleansing breath. So fill your lungs as much as you can, and then let out a little sigh through your lips. Just And then we'll release our hands down. Unfold your legs and let both legs stretch straight out in front of you. Exit your knees slowly. They don't really like moving quickly. They're complicated. They are complicated, and it's so much connective tissue. That stuff is dense. It doesn't like really fast, rash movement. You should feel a little bit of heat dissipate out the back of your knees. Just let that energy go. Take a deep breath in and reach your arms up to the sky. I want you to spread your fingers wide and reach your hands up high so your side waist is long, and then start pressing your legs down and your heels out. So you feel active in your legs, you feel long through the torso, and you feel really long through your arms and your side waist. And then take your gaze to your toes and start to fold out over your legs. It's called Paschimottanasana. You can grab whatever you want. You can palm the mat, you can grab your feet, you can grab your ankles. Whatever you're grabbing onto, it should help you lengthen the chest out. So the gaze is still at the toes. If you're looking at your knees, you're rounding your back. I want you to keep the back long and strong and straight. Keep feeling like you can push your heels out and your legs down. The body's so smart, it will just sort of manipulate the situation to suit its needs. But I want you to pay attention to all of those little nuances. Take one more breath right there where you are. Exhale, fold in just a little. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Good. Bend your knees. Put the soles of your feet down onto the mat. Knees are bent, feet are flat, and we'll reach our arms forward. Interlace all of your fingers except for the index fingers, and then lean yourself back until you feel all of the muscles in your core activate. Now we did a lot of work in the back today, so you should know what it feels like to pull the shoulders into your back. Feel the shoulder blades pull back. You don't have to lean back far in this pose to get what you need. So think about shoulders back and chest forward. Yes. There's these little tiny tweaks that we do that actually keep the form. Now I want you to keep feeling your feet on the ground and keep feeling the length of your torso. And we're going to go back to something that you found at the beginning. Remember, we were in the lunge and I had you squeeze down and then twist, right? So I was asking you to find your obliques. We've been doing a lot of twisting. One more time, I'm going to ask you to twist to the right. It doesn't have to be a big twist for you to feel those muscles come in. You know, summer's right around the corner. I don't think anyone here would complain about maybe shrinking their waistline a little bit, right? And so think about that. What do you feel right now? It's like the waistline just shrunk, right? The muscles hug in. We turn the rib cage. The right side pulls back and the left side pushes forward. You can feel it. Let's Let's keep our feet on the ground as we do it. Take one more breath, twist deeper on the exhale, and then come back to center. Again, not a big movement, but take it to the left side. Just feel. Pay attention to the little nuances. Sometimes the shoulders start reaching forward because it makes you feel like you're twisting deeper. But I want you to pull those shoulders back. There's no roundness in the upper back. The chest and collarbones rise. The shoulder heads move back. Yes, and the obliques are what's turning us. You guys really look amazing. I can tell that you're paying attention, and that is all that yoga asks. Yoga never says anywhere in any of the ancient texts that we were meant to contort ourselves. Right? This was not even meant to be a physical practice. In America, we have taken that 1/10 of 1% and we've turned it into the whole thing. Take one more breath here, twist a little deeper, and then face forward. Release your hands, let them face up. If you were offering something up or maybe willing to receive something, and then start tucking your tailbone. And just like the ragdoll action, I want you to round yourself all the way down. Use your core. Something really amazing about facing our strength, like being in our strength, bearing witness, even to our limitations. And as you lay down onto your back, can you please bend your knees? Put the soles of your feet flat. I want you to feel your breath. And everything we do from this point forward is to be done with sensitivity. Let's pull the right knee into the belly, give it a little squeeze. As you squeeze the right one in, extend the left one long. Doesn't have to be the biggest stretch you ever did in your life. It has to be the one where you're paying attention and the actions balance each other. There's a push and a pull. And then I want that left leg to slide across to the right so you can spinal twist to the left and get a really nice long line on the left side of your body. Make sure you do that. That makes you feel like it's delicious. Like not like you can't wait to get out, but that you just don't want it to ever end. Feel the breath move through that. Make space anywhere that you can in your body. And then we'll bring the head to center. Roll it onto the back so that right knee comes back to center. And then just simply switch your legs. Left leg comes in, right leg goes out. And I want you to feel the push and the pull, sort of find some balance there. The right leg is going to slide across to the left corner of the mat. And you'll take your spinal twist to the other side, twisting to the right this time. That's it. Nowhere does it say that we need to get our left knee to the floor, and it doesn't say anywhere that we have to keep our left shoulder on the floor. We have to find the balance. So can you be a little gentler with yourself? Can you not try to force? Can you just find where they're both happy? And the breath can run free. Take one more inhale here. Really fill yourself up. Let out a little sigh, a little discharge of some energy. And then roll it back to center. Hug that left knee in. Bring the right one in to meet the left. Give yourself a good squeeze. And then open those knees up a little wide. We haven't really done much in terms of hip opening today, so it's always good to find some balance in the actions. We've been squeezing the midline a lot, so knees nice and wide. You could even take happy baby if it suits you. Be gentle, because we haven't done a lot of that external rotation, just a couple of squats. Take one more breath right here. And then release the hold on your feet. Let your feet return to the mat. Put the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop open. We call it Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle pose. And I invite you to take your arms up over your head. Now draw that attention into the breath.
Nothing to kill or die for. No religion to imagine all the people living life in peace. You may think.
Let's take one clearing breath right here. As you exhale, you can bring your arms down by your sides. And then as gently as you can, draw those knees back up into the center. And just one leg at a time, slide them down the mat for your final resting pose. I invite you to Shavasana. Let your arms be by your sides with your palms facing upward. We've been focused on the breath and the movements and the feet and the integration all through the practice. And right now I'm going to ask you to let all of that go. Just let it all go. There's nothing left to do, nothing else to create. And you can trust that your breath will happen without you controlling it. Let yourself be.
Sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you, John.
Let's begin our awakening with the breath. The breath will inspire movement as the body awakens, as the mind returns into present time. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes and just stretch gently. I believe that there really is no right or wrong way to awaken, so you can stretch and move any way that suits you in your body. And I want you to start thinking about what is best for you. The entire practice, you're following directions, but now it's up to you to decide how you want to be in your body, how you want to move, what kind of energy are you going to create, and what will you emulate. And eventually you can find your way to seated. And we'll bring our hands together at the heart and sit up in a way that helps you to pay attention, in a way that pulls you into present time. And I really believe that executing the poses is a really important part of what we do because it requires us to pay attention. But where we really need to pay attention is in the transitions. I bet we're all good at paying attention to what we're doing while we do it. But how much time do we lose in between? Do we even remember driving from one place to the next? Or walking from one room in the house to the other? How many moments of our life are we losing because we check out? And so these moments right now, as you make your transition from the practice into your day, I'm asking you to pay attention and to realize how much grace and how many gifts there are really in the spaces in between. I would love for us to seal this beautiful practice with the sacred sound of Om. And so with our hands together, we're going to take a really nice deep breath in. And you got to sing loud because otherwise I'm the only one on the mic, so you got to really hold me up here, okay? Take a deep breath and sing with me. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. My wish is that we all have a little bit of peace, that we have the tools to find that peace when we need it, and that we realize in some way that that peace already exists within us. Sometimes it takes a physical practice to peel away the things that keep us from the peace. So whatever it takes, quiet movements, lots of movements, breath, integration, start paying attention to what is important for you. Take those tools from the mat and use them in your life. I thank you so much for your compassion today, for the nods, for your willingness to let someone who obviously was looking for attention, not to spoil your experience. Life is filled with unexpected moments, and we can't in any way, even if we think we can't control our external circumstances. The world is going to happen, but it's how we sit in it that matters. And so I thank you. I thank you for opening yourself up, for choosing love over hate, and for being responsible for the way you sat in it. Namaste. Happy Saturday. Woo! It's so good to be back. I love you guys so much. I have information with me as always. I need you to sign the clipboards. I know they're still wandering around. I have schedules, passes, and magnets for the studio if anyone's interested in Yoga Journey information. I also have information on my upcoming trip this summer to Sicily. It's about half sold right now. It's about 50% full. So I still have a few spaces if anyone's interested in coming to Sicily. It's food, wine, yoga, the best things in life. It's just a yummy experience all around. Lots of yoga, sunrise meditation. We'll spend some time in some of the smaller villages in Sicily and stay in the most magnificent villa. It's a private villa with our own chef. It's just magic. This will be my 5th trip to Italy in the summer, and I would love to have you join me. I also have passes, yes, and I also have an interesting project ahead of me. You know, I've been doing a 300-hour training. It's broken up into 3 modules, and Module 2 is about to start on May 3rd. So starting on May 3rd, we have a 100-hour module focused on anatomy and the chakras. It is not only open to teachers. If you're interested in exploring anatomy and the chakras, I would be so happy to have you be part of this 100-hour module. Only if you're doing all 300 hours do you need to be a teacher. Otherwise, I just finished the module on teaching skills. That one's already done, but now we have anatomy and chakras, and the last module will be philosophy, Sanskrit, and the ancient texts. So if you're interested in the philosophy of yoga, that one's starting in August. So come see me if you're interested in exploring some education. I have schedules, I have information on how to log in to our viewers at home. Thank you. To all of our viewers all over the globe, thank you for joining us. I love you too. Even though I don't see you, I feel you. And Sicily, yes, is right here. And magnets for your car. Someone keeps stealing mine. Does anyone need another one? Feel free, come and get one. Driving around with Yoga Journey on your car. People will be treating you nicer. They let you into your lane, you know? Yeah, thank you. So come tell me what you need. I'm happy to share.
I'm coming to another person to say thank you, darling, for all the goodness you spread.
Oh, thank you.
You are a special little sweetheart.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I'd love to have you. Yeah. So that's the Sicily retreat. This is a schedule and a pass for the studio. Have you been to the
You
studio?
know what I have, actually, but I don't live
Hey.
there.
Yay.
I have to be there.
But you can tune in, you know, when you're not here. We stream this every Saturday, and then on the website we have all of the classes. So it'd be really nice if you want to tune in.
Look at that one.
You just tune into our website, and on the upper right it says Watch Live. You just click right there,
Okay.
and all the classes are there. Yep, that's the Watch Live.
This is Lilo? No.
That's a pass for the studio.
No, I'm leaving.
A schedule? Sicily?
Yeah. No.
This is the schedule. This is the pass. This is to watch live online. Magnets for your car.
I wish.
Yeah.
I love you.
Mwah, I love you too.
Thank you.
A schedule, yes, and a pass. Have you been to the studio?
No, I haven't been to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can share it with a friend if you want.
Okay.
You're welcome. Mwah.
Very well.
Thank you.
The magnet?
Yes, a magnet. Yes. Yes, please. I love when I drive around and I see somebody with one. I'm always like, hey, who is it? You know? Hi.
To be in your class.
Oh, it's so nice to have you.
So much. I was here with my dad. My dad's Michael, and